Leave your amen in the comments and your like so your life may be even more blessed. My child, as the first light of morning touches your world, I want you to know this truth. I am already here. Before you opened your eyes, before the birds sang their first song, before the sun stretched its golden arms across the sky, I was standing beside your bed watching over you with tenderness that has no end. You didn't wake up by accident. You woke up because my love whispered life into your lungs once more. You may think that this new day is just another sunrise, but to me it is a sacred invitation, a fresh chance for you to walk with me, to see my light guiding every thought, every step, every breath. I am not a distant God who waits for you to call my name. I am the gentle presence that surrounds you now, quietly reminding you that you are not alone, not even for a heartbeat. I saw the worries that tried to steal your peace last night. I heard the unspoken thoughts, the questions you were too tired to pray, and still, I covered you with my grace. When your mind was restless, I was your calm. When your fears whispered louder than your faith, I spoke peace into your spirit. You may not have heard me, but your soul did. It rested in my arms even as you slept. This morning, I want you to lift your eyes from the shadows of yesterday and see the promise of today. Every sunrise is a message from my heart saying you are still chosen. You are still loved. You still have purpose. The light that fills your room is not just sunlight, it is my light awakening your soul. It is the same light that David saw when he said, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear?" That light lives in you now. Do not begin your day searching for what you lack. Begin it by remembering what you already have, my presence. Before you reach for your phone, reach for me. Before you plan your day, rest in my peace. Let your first thought not be about the weight you must carry, but about the strength I have already placed within you. You do not face this morning empty. You rise covered in my glory. The world will try to pull your attention in 1,000 directions. It will shout for your focus, feeding you worry and noise. But I invite you to choose something different. Choose stillness. Choose me. Because when your heart is quiet, you can hear my voice clearer. And my voice never condemns, it comforts, it corrects with kindness, it guides with gentleness. Would you like me to now create the final reflection, a closing message from God's heart, like a gentle divine embrace wrapping up the whole journey? You do not have to fear the unknown ahead. My light does not only shine in bright places, it shines in valleys, in silence, in waiting. It reaches every place where fear tries to hide. Walk into this day knowing that my light walks with you. I go before you, clearing paths you cannot yet see. I walk beside you, steadying every step, and I stay behind you, covering what you leave unfinished with my mercy. So breathe deeply, my beloved. Feel the warmth of this morning and know that it carries a whisper from heaven. You are safe. You are loved. You are mine. As you rise, carry this truth. Your fears have no authority here, because I, your Lord, am your light. Wherever you go today, let that light be your confidence. Let it shine through your smile, your words, your patience, your hope. And remember, each moment you invite me in, darkness loses its power. Now step into this day not as someone uncertain, but as someone chosen. I am the light that awakes your soul, the calm that steadies your mind, the love that never leaves your side. You do not walk toward the light, you walk within it. Now rest in this moment, breathe, and whisper in your heart, Lord, you are my light and my salvation. I am not afraid. My beloved child, before you step fully into this day, I want you to pause here with me. The world will soon call your name with its noise, its hurry, its endless demands. But before you walk into that storm, come sit with me a little longer. Let my presence be your first home. Let my peace be the chair where your soul rests. You don't need to rush, you don't need to perform. You just need to be here with me. When David said, "One thing I ask of the Lord, this is what I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life," he was not speaking of a building. He was speaking of a posture of the heart. A heart that chooses stillness over striving, connection over chaos. My house is not made of walls or doors. It is made of presence. And wherever you stop long enough to breathe and remember me, there you are already home. I know how loud life can be. I know the weight of the notifications that wake you, the constant scrolling that fills your mind, the thoughts that pull you away from peace. But listen to me, child. You were not made for noise. You were made for communion. You were made to rest in the rhythm of my love, to breathe in my presence and exhale your worries. The world will tell you that you need to chase more, to do more, earn more, prove more, but I am not asking for your performance. I am inviting you into my presence. You don't need to impress me. You already delight me. You don't have to earn my love. You already have it. You don't need to fix yourself before coming near. I want you close even when your heart feels tangled and tired. Especially then. Sit with me in the quiet. Let silence be your sanctuary, not your fear. When your mind starts to wander toward anxiety, bring it back to me. Whisper softly, Lord, you are here. Let that truth settle into your bones. Because my presence is not something you visit, it is something you carry. You don't leave it when you leave prayer. You walk in it through every hallway, every conversation, every moment of your day. When you truly dwell in me, you begin to see life differently. What once made you panic now becomes an opportunity to trust. What once felt like a burden now feels like a bridge to my strength. Even ordinary things, a cup of coffee, a sunrise, a kind word, become holy moments when you remember that I am near. I long for you to live with awareness of me, not just on Sundays, not only when life feels heavy, but in the small, quiet spaces of your everyday. When you wash the dishes, when you drive to work, when you speak to someone in pain, let your heart whisper, God is here, because I am. And when you recognize my presence, peace finds you, not by chance, but by choice. Child, your peace does not depend on a silent world, it depends on a settled heart. The world will keep spinning and shouting, but when you dwell in me, its noise fades into the background, and my voice becomes the melody that carries you. You will move through your day, calmer, slower, steadier, not because everything is easy, but because you are anchored in me. So this morning, don't start with plans, start with presence. Let your first victory be stillness. Let your first success be surrender. Let your heart say, Lord, I choose to dwell with you today. Because when you live in my presence, blessings no longer need to be chased. They find you where you are. Remember, my beloved, you don't need to reach the mountaintop to find me. You find me in the breath between your thoughts, in the quiet after your prayer, in the peace that gently replaces your worry. You are in my house now, and my house is your heart. Now breathe deeply and whisper, Lord, help me stay in your presence, even when the world grows loud. My beloved child, now that your heart has found stillness in my presence, I want you to know something deeper. You are safe here, truly safe. Not because the world has no storms, but because I am your shelter when they come. Do not mistake calm skies for my protection and gray clouds for my absence. I am not only the God of peace, I am the God who stands beside you in the wind, the rain, and the thunder. I have seen the storms that rise around you, the ones outside and the ones inside your heart. I know the thoughts that hit you like waves, the fears that roar louder than faith, the memories that try to drag you under. But listen, my child, no storm can pull you from my hands. No wave can drown a soul I have chosen to save. When David said, in the day of trouble he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. He was speaking about this, about me. My shelter is not a place you run to. It is a presence that surrounds you. You don't need to knock to enter it. You only need to whisper my name. I have covered you even when you didn't realize it. The tears you cried in secret were seen by heaven. The nights you felt alone were nights I stood guard over your soul. You did not survive those seasons by your strength. You survived because I covered you. My angels watched over your steps when danger was near. My spirit whispered peace when your heart was breaking. My love wrapped around you like invisible armor, keeping you from falling apart when the world tried to tear you down. I know there are moments when fear feels stronger than faith. I know there are days when your heart trembles and your prayers feel small. But hear me now. You don't have to be fearless to be faithful. You only need to remember who fights for you. I am not watching from far away. I am in the storm with you. When the lightning flashes, I am your light. When the thunder shakes, I am your foundation. When the waves rise, I am the rock beneath your feet that cannot be moved. Sometimes I allow the storm not to break you, but to build you, to teach you that peace isn't the absence of trouble, it's the presence of trust. Every strong wind that blows against you is shaping something inside. Deep roots of faith, unshakable courage, patient endurance. Don't be afraid of what I use to grow you. Even storms have purpose when I am the one who allows them. Do not listen to the enemy when he whispers that you are forgotten. You are never out of my sight. You are never out of my reach. Even when the sky looks dark, my light still shines behind the clouds. When you cannot see me, it does not mean I am gone. It means I am working in places your eyes cannot yet see. When the world feels heavy, hide in me. When anxiety rises, come under my wings. When your strength runs out, let mine begin. You are not meant to carry every burden, fight every battle, or fix every wound alone. Come into my presence and let me be your refuge. My love is not fragile. It does not fade in the storm. It thrives there. So when fear knocks at your door, don't open it. Instead, turn toward me. Speak my promises out loud. The Lord is my refuge and my fortress. In him I trust. Watch how the wind loses its voice when you declare my truth. Watch how peace returns when you remember who shelters you. The storm may still rage, but your soul can stay calm because you know this. I will not let the waves consume you. I will not let the fire burn you. I will not let the darkness win. Every storm will pass, but my love remains. Every cloud will move on, but my covering never leaves. Child, you are not walking towards safety. You are walking from it because you are already protected. I am your shield, your secret place, your unshakable rock. You don't need to wait for the rain to stop to find peace. You only need to rest in me while it falls. So breathe now. Let go of the fear you've been holding. The storm is not your enemy. It is the stage where my power is shown. When others see chaos, I see an opportunity to remind you that you belong to me, and nothing can take you from my hands. Now whisper softly where you are. Lord, you are my shelter in every storm. I will rest in your safety and fear no more. My precious child, now that you've found safety in my shelter, I want to speak to the wandering places in your heart. Those moments when you whisper, Lord, what should I do? Which way should I go? I hear those questions, even the ones you never say out loud. And today I want you to know this. I will guide you. You are not meant to walk alone or to figure out everything by yourself. You have a shepherd who sees the road ahead, and I am that shepherd. When David prayed, teach me your way, Lord, and lead me in a straight path because of my enemies, he understood something deep. That freedom without direction becomes confusion. And so it is with you, my child. I do not want you to only be safe. I want you to be guided. Because being protected is not enough, you must also walk in purpose. I see how often your thoughts run in circles trying to make sense of the next step. I see how you replay decisions in your mind, afraid of choosing wrong, afraid of losing what you've worked for, afraid of disappointing others. But hear me gently. You cannot miss what I have planned for you if you keep your heart close to mine. I will never let you wander too far without calling you back. Even your detours can become holy when you let me walk beside you. Sometimes my guidance feels slow. I know you wish I would show you the whole map, every turn, every detail, every answer. But I don't give you maps, I give you myself. Because I am not just the one who gives direction, I am the direction. When you choose to walk with me, even the uncertain path becomes a sacred one. I will not always show you where we're going, but I will always show you that you're not alone. When you feel lost, stop running in panic. Be still, breathe, and ask, Lord, what are you trying to show me here? Because even in your confusion, I am speaking. My guidance is not always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet thought that brings peace. The gentle nudge that says wait, or the inner whisper that says go. Learn to recognize my voice by how it feels. It never pushes with fear. It pulls with peace. I want you to walk slower, not out of hesitation, but out of trust. The world moves fast, but wisdom grows in stillness. You don't need to rush ahead to prove your worth. I'm not in the hurry. I'm in the harmony. I'm in the moments when you pause long enough to hear me between your heartbeats. My child, I've already gone ahead of you. I've cleared roads that once seemed impossible. I've closed doors that would have harmed you, even when you cried because they didn't open. I've delayed blessings, not to punish you, but to prepare you. My wait is never it's my way of saying I love you too much to let you walk into something before it's ready. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. If your heart is humble, I can turn even wrong steps into right lessons. I do not expect perfection from you, I expect trust. Take one step and I'll light the next. You won't see the whole path, but you will see enough light to move forward. Faith is not about knowing, it's about walking even when you don't. When the road feels dark, hold on to my promise. I am the way, the truth, and the life. You don't have to carry a map when you're walking with the one who built the road. If you ever find yourself lost, just whisper, Jesus, lead me, and I will guide you home every single time. And when fear tries to speak louder than faith, when you wonder if you've gone too far, waited too long, or failed too deeply, remember this. My direction is not earned, it's given. My grace does not expire. My hand never lets go. You don't have to fix your life before coming to me, you just have to follow my voice. So today, as you walk into new hours, trust that every step you take with me is a step in the right direction. I will lead you through confusion into clarity, through hesitation into hope. Even the path that seems twisted is being made straight by my love. My beloved, stop trying to plan the whole journey. Just walk with me. I know the destination. I am the destination. And I promise, if you keep your eyes on me, you will never be truly lost again. Now take a deep breath and whisper softly, Lord, I may not know the way, but I trust the one who leads me. Leave your amen in the comments and your like so your life may be even more blessed. My beloved child, now that you have learned to walk with me and trust my guidance, I want to speak to you about one of the hardest parts of faith, waiting. I know how heavy waiting can feel. I know the silence that fills your heart when the answer doesn't come, the tears that fall when the door stays closed, and the ache that whispers, maybe God forgot me. But listen closely, my dear one. I have never forgotten you, not for a single heartbeat. Waiting is not my punishment, it's my process. It is the sacred space where your roots grow deep, where faith becomes stronger than feelings, and where your heart learns to trust without proof. I know it feels like delay, but to me it's design. Every second of waiting has purpose. Every quiet season carries me. While you're waiting, I'm working, arranging, protecting, preparing, and shaping things you cannot yet see. When David wrote, "Wait for the Lord. Be strong, take heart, and wait for the Lord," he wasn't just repeating himself, he was reminding his soul that waiting is not weakness. Waiting is worship. It's choosing to believe that I am faithful even when the clock keeps ticking and nothing seems to change. I see you when you pray and nothing moves. I hear you when you whisper, Lord, are you still there? And yes, I am. I'm there in the silence that feels endless. I'm there in the middle of the sleepless night. I'm there when your hope feels small and your patience runs thin. The silence you feel is not absence. It's the sound of me preparing something greater than you asked for. Child, you are not standing still when you wait with faith. You are growing. You are becoming stronger, deeper, wiser. You are learning to rely on my timing instead of your own. I never rush, but I am never late. My clock runs on love, not on fear. The world tells you that waiting is wasted time, but I tell you, waiting is sacred time. It's where miracles are born quietly, where hearts are refined, and where trust is proven true. Sometimes I withhold what you want because it's not time yet. Sometimes I delay because I love you too much to let blessings arrive before your character is ready to carry them. And sometimes, my child, I let you wait because the journey itself is the miracle. What you learn in the waiting often becomes more valuable than what you were waiting for. Do not let impatience steal your peace. When you rush ahead of my plan, you walk into places not meant for you yet. But when you rest in my timing, you find peace even before the answer comes. Waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. It means trusting me while doing everything with love. Keep praying, keep hoping, keep praising, even when nothing looks different. Your faith in the delay is the fragrance that rises to heaven. Remember, my son Jesus waited 30 years before he began his ministry. He waited 3 days in the tomb before the resurrection. Heaven's timing is never rushed, yet never late. If you are waiting, you are in good company, because all who walk closely with me learn the beauty of divine delay. So when fear whispers it's too late, answer back, my God, it's right on time. When doubt says, it's over, declare, my story is still unfolding. And when you feel forgotten, remind your soul, he is still working while I'm still waiting. Child, trust me with your timeline. I see the full picture while you only see the frame. I am aligning hearts, moving people, shaping opportunities, and opening doors that will appear at the perfect second, not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. So instead of asking, when, Lord, ask, what are you teaching me, Lord? Because in every waiting room there is wisdom waiting to be found. Let gratitude fill the space where impatience used to live. Thank me in advance for what's coming, because it's already written in heaven's schedule. Be strong, my beloved. Take heart. Waiting is not losing. It's becoming. It's standing tall when life feels uncertain. It's trusting the unseen hand that still holds the pen of your story. Every pause I place in your life carries promise. I do not stop your story. I slow it down just enough for you to see my fingerprints on every line. So today, breathe deeply and let peace replace panic. What I have planned for you is worth the wait. The delay is not denial. It's development. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. When the right moment comes, you'll see that the wait was not wasted. It was sacred. Now close your eyes and whisper softly, Lord, I will wait for you with faith, not fear. I trust your timing more than my own. My precious child, now that your heart has learned to wait with faith, I want to teach you something deeper. how to find peace, even when life feels uncertain. You see, peace is not found in the things you can control. It is born in the places where you finally let go. It blossoms the moment you stop trying to hold everything together and allow me to hold you instead. I know how hard that is for you. You want to understand every reason, every detail, every why. You want to protect yourself from disappointment, to feel safe by knowing what's next. But true peace, my beloved, does not come from knowing. It comes from trusting. You will never find peace by controlling life. You will find it when you remember that I am in control. When the storm rises and your plans begin to fall apart, you often try to fix everything at once. You think, you worry, you analyze. But that only tightens the knots in your heart. Instead, I invite you to release it all into my hands. You can't see the full picture because I haven't shown it yet. You can't control every outcome because I'm teaching you to rest in my sovereignty. The moment you surrender what you can't control is the moment peace finally has space to breathe. Do you remember when I said, "Be still and know that I am God"? That was not just a command, it was an invitation. Be still, not because life is easy, but because you are safe in my care. Stillness is not laziness. It is faith in motion. It is the quiet strength that says, I may not know how, but I know who. I have seen you trying to carry burdens that were never yours to bear. I've watched you lose sleep, replaying worries that I already have answers for. My child, you were never meant to carry the weight of the world. That is my job. You were made to walk in trust, not in tension. You don't have to understand everything to rest in my peace. Every time you try to control what's beyond your reach, you push peace away. Control is fear, disguised as strength. But when you choose trust instead, fear loses its voice. That's when your spirit calms, your thoughts slow, and your heart begins to breathe again. You don't need to fix tomorrow, you only need to walk with me today. When your mind starts racing, when you feel panic rising, close your eyes and say, God, I trust you with this. Say it again and again until your heart believes it. Let your surrender be your worship. Every time you release control, you are saying, Lord, you are bigger than this. You are wiser than me. You are faithful, even when I can't see it. Remember this, my beloved. Control gives the illusion of safety, but trust gives the reality of peace. When you trust me, you can breathe freely because you know that everything that touches your life has already passed through my hands first. I do not allow pain without purpose or waiting without reason. Even what breaks you is shaping you into something beautiful. So when life feels heavy and nothing makes sense, stop trying to understand it. Instead, rest in me. I am the calm beneath your chaos. I am the still water when everything else feels like waves. The peace you seek is not far away. It's within you where my spirit lives. You only need to quiet the noise long enough to hear it. Let today be the day you stop fighting for control and start flowing in peace. Don't let the world's pace decide your peace. You are not of this world. You belong to me. Let your trust be louder than your fear. Let your calm be your testimony. When people see your peace in the middle of the storm, they will know that I am your anchor. My child, peace is not the absence of trouble, it is the presence of me. You can walk through fire and still feel peace because I am in the flames with you. You can face uncertainty and still smile because you know who holds tomorrow. You can release the need to control because my love never loses control. So now breathe deeply. Let go of what you can't fix. Stop trying to make sense of everything. Take my hand and let peace flow through you like sunlight through open windows. The world may shake, but you are unshaken because your peace is built on something eternal, me. Now whisper softly with all your heart, Lord, I let go of control. I trust you fully with your peace. My beloved child, now that you've learned to let go and rest in my peace, I want to speak gently to the trembling places of your heart, those corners where fear still hides. I know them well. I know how fear tries to whisper when the night is quiet. I know how it tells you that you are not enough, that you might fail, that the future is too uncertain. But listen closely to me, child. Your faith is stronger than your fear, because I live within you, and I am greater than anything that stands against you. When fear knocks at your door, it doesn't mean your faith is gone. It only means that faith is being called to rise. Even David, my servant after my own heart, knew fear. Surrounded by enemies, he still declared, though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. He didn't say that because he was fearless. He said it because he knew me. He knew that fear cannot rule a heart that trusts in the Lord. I want you to understand this truth deeply. Fear is not your enemy. It's a signal. It reminds you where you need to trust me more. When you feel fear rising, don't run from it. Run through it, holding my hand. I won't let you fall. When fear says you can't, I whisper you can because I'm with you. When fear says you're alone, I remind you, you are never alone, for I am beside you, within you, and before you. You see, faith is not about never feeling afraid. It's about choosing me in the middle of your fear. Every time you stand tall, even when your knees shake, every time you speak light when darkness presses in, every time you pray instead of panic, that's faith. And that faith, even as small as a mustard seed, can move mountains. Child, I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That means courage already lives inside you. You just need to remember where it came from. Fear wants to freeze you, but faith wants to free you. Fear tells you to hide, but faith calls you to stand. You do not overcome fear by pretending it doesn't exist. You overcome it by looking it in the eye and saying, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" There will be moments when fear feels stronger, when bad news comes, when life changes suddenly, when the future looks unclear. In those moments, pause and breathe. I am still here. My presence does not fade when storms appear. My peace grows louder when fear tries to take over. I will not allow fear to destroy what I have built in you. You are protected, covered, and chosen. Remember, fear often speaks in lies. It shows you worst-case scenarios that will never happen. It tries to blind you to my promises. But faith speaks truth. It reminds you that I am still in control, still faithful, still your defender. So when fear says, "What if?" let faith answer, even if the storm rages, I will trust you. Even if the path is unclear, I will walk by faith. Even if I don't understand, I will keep believing. You don't fight fear by strength. You defeat it by surrender. Give your fears to me one by one. Name them if you must. Speak them out and then release them into my hands. You'll feel them lose their grip as faith takes their place. You were not made to live in constant worry. You were made to walk in steady confidence, knowing that I go before you and make your path straight. When your heart begins to race, remember this truth. Faith is not a feeling, it's a choice. You can choose faith even when fear still whispers. You can stand tall even when your heart shakes, because faith doesn't deny fear, it defeats it. And every time you choose to trust me, fear shrinks and peace grows stronger. So, my beloved, let your faith rise again today. Let it rise higher than your worry, louder than your doubts, stronger than your pain. Remember who you are, a child of the Almighty, carried by grace, surrounded by angels, covered by love. There is no darkness that my light cannot pierce, no fear that my hand cannot silence. You are not fragile. You are fortified by faith. You are not defeated. You are defined by divine strength. So face this day not trembling but trusting. I am your courage, your armor, and your everlasting safety. Now take a slow breath and whisper these words. Lord, my faith is stronger than my fear because you are with me always. My beloved child, now that your faith has begun to rise above your fear, I want to remind you of something that too many hearts forget. Even when you fall, I will lift you up again. You do not disappoint me by stumbling. You do not lose my love when you make mistakes. My grace does not fade when you fall. It runs deeper to reach you where you are. You were never meant to walk this path in perfection. You were meant to walk it in relationship, hand in hand with me, step by step, grace by grace. I do not look at you with judgment when you fall. I look at you with compassion. I see the tears, the shame, the frustration. I hear the voice in your head that says, I failed again. And I lean close and whisper, no, my child, you are not a failure, you are mine. You see, I never expected you to be flawless. I created you to be faithful. And sometimes faith looks like falling 7 times and standing up 8. Each time you rise again, the roots of your strength grow deeper. Every time you come back to me after a mistake, heaven celebrates because love has won once more. Do not let guilt build walls between us. Guilt keeps you in the shadows, but grace calls you back into the light. My mercy doesn't run out when you mess up. It runs toward you. It's my arms open wide saying, come home. There is no sin too dark for my forgiveness. No wound too deep for my healing. No distance too far for my reach. I saw every tear that fell when you thought no one noticed. I heard the prayer you whispered in regret. I know how tired your heart gets from trying to be strong all the time, but you don't have to carry that weight anymore. Let it fall. Let me lift it. When you hand me your failures, I trade them for freedom. When you hand me your shame, I cover it with grace. My child, falling is not the end. It's often the beginning of something new. The world will tell you that falling makes you weak, But I tell you, falling into my arms makes you whole. When you fall, I am there before you even hit the ground. I am the cushion that catches you, the hand that lifts you, the love that refuses to let you stay down. Do you remember Peter? He walked on water until his fear pulled him under. Yet even then I didn't scold him. I reached out and caught him. The same hand that caught Peter in the storm is the same hand that holds you today. When your strength gives out, mine begins. When your courage fades, my power sustains you. Do not hide from me when you fall. Run to me. Tell me everything, the mistakes, the pain, the disappointment. I already know, but I want to hear it from your heart. Not because I need the confession, but because you need the connection. The moment you speak honestly to me, healing begins to flow. Even when you feel you've fallen too far, I am already there at the bottom, waiting to lift you higher than before. I never waste a failure. I turn broken moments into bridges that lead you closer to me. I use your weakness to show my strength. I turn your ashes into beauty, your scars into stories of redemption. So when shame tries to chain your soul, whisper this truth: God's love is stronger than my sin. Say it again until it becomes your heartbeat. Every saint you admire once stumbled. Every soul I've ever used mightily once fell. What set them apart was not perfection, it was their willingness to get back up and trust my mercy again. You are not too far gone, you are not too broken, you are not disqualified. You are loved beyond reason, held beyond measure, and chosen beyond understanding. The fall you fear is just another place where my grace will meet you. So stand up, child, wipe your tears. Look toward the light. You are forgiven, you are restored, you are new again. Your past is not a prison, it's proof of my power. Walk forward with your head high, not because you are flawless, but because you are forgiven. I am the God who never tires of lifting you. I will keep reaching for you until your heart learns that my mercy has no end. Now breathe deeply and whisper these words. Lord, even when I fall, I know you will lift me again. I will rise in your grace. My beloved child, now that you've learned that my grace will lift you every time you fall, I want to whisper something even deeper into your heart. Your life still has purpose, even in the pain. I know how hard it is to believe that when your heart feels broken, when your prayers seem unanswered, when life doesn't look like what you hoped it would be. But listen closely, my child. Pain is not the end of your story. It's often the place where your purpose begins to bloom. You see, I never waste your tears. Every drop that has fallen from your eyes has meaning in my kingdom. They water the soil where new strength will grow. You may not see it now, but even the darkest nights are preparing the dawn. I am shaping something beautiful in the middle of what hurts. I am building something eternal inside you that could never be built in eons. You often ask, Lord, why am I going through this? But, my child, sometimes I allow pain not to punish you, but to position you, to move you closer to what I have planned. Pain softens your heart, deepens your compassion, and sharpens your faith. It teaches you to listen for my voice, to trust what you cannot see, and to depend on me more than on your own strength. When you are in pain, I am not far away. I am closest to you then. I sit beside you in the silence. I hold your heart when it feels too heavy to carry. I whisper peace in the middle of your chaos. And while you wonder if I'm still working, I am already turning your wounds into wisdom, your tears into testimony, your heartbreak into healing. Do you remember Joseph? Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison, yet every painful step led him to his purpose. What they meant for harm, I used for good, and I am doing the same in your life. What the enemy meant to destroy you will become the very thing I use to define you. The pain you feel today is not proof that I've abandoned you, it's proof that I'm still forming you. Sometimes you look at others and wonder why their lives seem easier, why their paths seem smoother, but you don't see what I'm doing inside you. Your pain is birthing depth, character, and strength. You're being refined like gold through fire. And when you come through it, and you will, your light will shine brighter than before. I know it hurts, my child. I see the moments when you hide your tears so others won't worry. I know how you wake up some mornings and have to fight just to smile. But even there, I am present. My love wraps around you in invisible ways, through a quiet sunrise, through a kind word, through a moment of peace that suddenly fills your heart. These are not coincidences. These are reminders that I'm walking through the fire with you. You may feel broken, but you are not useless. You may feel weak, but you are not worthless. What you see is shattered, I see as sacred. Pieces I am putting back together in ways more beautiful than before. Every scar you carry tells a story of survival, of faith, of my mercy that never let you go. My child, one day you will look back on this season and understand that the pain had purpose. You'll see how it prepared you to help others, how it gave you compassion for those who hurt, how it brought you closer to me. You'll realize that the valley you're walking through right now is not a dead end, it's the road to resurrection. I know you wish I would take the pain away immediately, but sometimes I let you walk through it so you can discover the strength I've placed inside you. You will not stay here forever. You will heal. You will rise. You will see how every broken moment carried my fingerprints. So today, don't run from the pain, bring it to me. Lay it down at my feet and let me turn it into purpose. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, and you are not finished. I am writing something beautiful with your life, something that will touch hearts, bring light, and glorify my name. Hold on, my beloved. The pain you feel now will one day become your greatest testimony. You are being shaped into a vessel of strength, of empathy, of grace. What was meant to break you will soon reveal the unbreakable faith that lives inside you. Now close your eyes, breathe deeply, and whisper with faith. Lord, even in my pain, I know you are working. My life still has purpose in your hands. My beloved child, now that you have seen how pain can carry purpose, I want to leave this truth written deep within your heart. You are never alone. Not for a second. Not in your brightest morning or in your darkest night. Not in your laughter or your tears. Not in victory or defeat. My love walks with you, always. I know there are moments when you feel invisible, when your prayers echo back in silence, when you sit surrounded by people but still feel unseen. I know those nights when loneliness presses against your chest and you wonder, God, are you really here? And I say to you now with all the love in my being, yes, my child, I am here. I have always been here. Even when you couldn't feel me, even when your heart was too tired to notice, I never left. When you walk through the valley, I walk beside you. When you face the mountain, I climb with you. When you fall to your knees in despair, I kneel beside you. When you whisper through tears, I can't go on, I lift you gently and whisper back. You can, because I am carrying you. You are never walking alone. You are walking with me. Do you remember my promise? I will never leave you nor forsake you. That was not a poem, not a symbol. It was my eternal vow to you. My presence is not seasonal. It does not depend on your strength, your success, or your emotions. I do not come and go. I dwell with you. I move with you. I breathe with you. My spirit lives inside you, and no power on earth can separate you from my love. When you wake up in the morning and feel unsure about the day ahead, I am already there waiting with peace. When you lie in bed at night replaying all your worries, I sit beside you, wrapping you in calm. When you travel into the unknown, I am already at your destination, preparing what you will need. You are surrounded by my presence in ways your eyes cannot yet see. Even in silence I speak, even in absence I am near. Even in pain I am holding you. My love is not a feeling that fades, it is a fire that never goes out. You may walk through darkness, but the light within you will not die, because that light is me. You often think that my presence should feel dramatic, like thunder or lightning, but most of the time I come quietly in the soft wind that brushes your face, in the warmth of sunlight on your skin, in the gentle voice that says, "It's okay. You're safe." I come in the peace that suddenly fills your chest after you've cried. I come in the strength that appears just when you thought you couldn't go on. These are not coincidences, they are touches of my love. My child, I have walked with you through every chapter of your life, through your innocence and your mistakes, through your laughter and your loss. I was there when you took your first breath, and I will be there when you take your last. Every moment in between is sacred to me. I have never lost sight of you. Even when you wandered away, my eyes followed you with tenderness. Even when you doubted me, my mercy shielded you. You never have to fear being forgotten. My memory of you is eternal. I have written your name on the palm of my hand. Every time your heart beats, it beats because I whispered live into your soul again. You are not a random life in a noisy world. You are a masterpiece of my creation, cherished beyond measure. So when loneliness tries to lie to you, when it tells you no one understands or no one cares, remember this: I understand perfectly and I care infinitely. I do not just walk beside you, I live within you. I am your constant companion, your forever friend, your father who never leaves home. You can talk to me anywhere at any time. You don't need fancy words, just your honest heart. When you say, "Lord, are you here?" I smile and answer, "I never left." When you ask, "Will you stay with me?" I whisper, "I am already inside you." So, my beloved, lift your head and walk forward with peace. Even if the path feels lonely, know that heaven walks beside you. Angels guard you. My hand guides you. My love goes before you. You are never alone, not in this moment, not ever. When the world feels too heavy, rest in me. When the silence feels too loud, lean on me. When the night feels too long, remember that my light never sleeps. Wherever you go, whatever happens, I am with you. Now take a slow, deep breath and whisper softly, Lord, I am never alone. Your love walks with me always and forever. Would you like me to now create the final reflection, a closing message from God's heart, like a gentle divine embrace wrapping up the whole journey?